Welcome to the Explainer. You know, the job title founder. It used to be reserved for a handful of people in Silicon Valley, right? Well, today, it's becoming the default career path for millions. We're going to break down this whole new founder economy, and more importantly, what it means for you.
And I really want to start right here, because this isn't just some abstract idea. I mean, with AI reshaping entire industries seemingly overnight, the ground beneath our feet is shifting faster than ever. So the real question is, are you truly ready for what's coming next?
You see, we're living in a completely new economic reality, and to really get just how different it is, let's hop in a time machine, rewind the clock about a decade, and see just how much the fundamental rules of the game have changed.
Okay, think back to 2011. An iPhone? Still kind of new, a bit of a novelty. Social media was really just for catching up with friends, and if you had an online presence, you were basically a star. You were just broadcasting out. Now, flash forward to today, and that whole expectation has completely flipped. You're not just a star anymore, you're the founder in a brand new economy where social media is the new storefront.
So how in the world did this happen so fast?
Well, it was really driven by three massive shifts that all happened at the same time. First, computers moved from our desks and into our pockets, becoming this ambient part of our lives, always on, always there. Second, social networks morphed into these huge, shoppable marketplaces. And third, the real game changer. AI became our creative co-pilot. And you know, those shifts aren't just creating opportunities. They're causing some serious disruption. Projections are showing that generative AI alone could displace 6 to 7% of the entire US workforce. This isn't just a trend to watch. It's an urgent wake-up call to build some economic resilience.
But here's the thing. With massive disruption comes massive opportunity. And this is where the script totally flips. It's about going from being that passive star who gets tossed around by the waves of change to becoming an active founder who actually learns how to surf them.
So this brings us to the big idea, the founder economy. What is it? Well, to put it simply, it's this global market where your unique skills, your knowledge, and your personality are the actual assets you use to build a real online business. It's basically the monetization of being you. And let's be clear, this is a very real, very, very large economy. We're talking $250 billion. I mean, to put that into perspective, that's bigger than the entire GDP of countries like Portugal or New Zealand. This is not some small niche trend. It's here.
And get this, that $250 billion, that's just the starting line. The founder economy is projected to nearly double to almost $500 billion by 2027. That kind of explosive growth represents one of the single biggest waves of economic opportunity out there today.
Let's go back to this distinction for a second, because it's so important. The star of 2011, they just had a presence. They were a broadcaster talking at their followers. But the founder of 2025, they build a business by actively nurturing a community. It's the huge difference between having an audience and having an actual enterprise.
So, in a world where AI can create pretty much endless content, what is a founder's most valuable asset? What's the one thing that just can't be copied? Well, that brings us to the authenticity advantage. I want you to really let this quote sink in for a moment. When an AI can generate infinite amounts of information, what suddenly becomes rare? What becomes valuable? Being verifiably, genuinely human. Your unique story, your perspective, that is now your ultimate competitive edge.
And we're seeing this play out in real time with trends like the grandpa edit. It's where creators post videos that look like they were edited by, well, an older relative. You know, simple cuts, basic text, absolutely no polish. And consumers, especially the younger generations, are actively seeking out this raw, unfiltered stuff because it just feels more genuine.
And this preference has a direct, measurable economic impact. Trust and recommendations from individual founders just absolutely crushes trust in traditional brand ads. In this new economy, human trust is, without a doubt, the most valuable currency you can have.
Okay, so this doesn't mean AI is the bad guy. Not at all. The key here is to completely reframe how we think about the technology. Let's look at how AI becomes your most powerful partner, basically your new co-pilot.
This is the crucial point. AI is not here to replace you. It's here to amplify you. Just think of it as a force multiplier. It automates all the tedious work and it gives you high-level skills, freeing you up to focus on the things that only you can do: connect, create, and lead. And here's what the tech stack for a modern founder actually looks like. What you're looking at is the toolkit for a one-person media company. Seriously, a decade ago, this whole workflow, from coming up with ideas in Notion to producing content with ChatGPT, all the way to making money on Shopify, this would have required a massive team and a huge budget. Today, it's accessible to literally anyone.
Okay, so we understand the new reality, we get the value of being authentic, and we know about the tools we can use. Now, let's put it all together into a real, actionable blueprint. The Modern Founder's Playbook.
First up, how do founders actually make money? The key word here is diversification. The most successful businesses, they don't just rely on one thing. They build a whole portfolio of income streams, from brand deals and affiliate links to selling their own products and building paid communities.
And here is the roadmap to get there. It's really a 4-phase journey. First, you think. You got to nail down your niche and your strategy. Then you build. That's all about consistently creating content and growing your community. Next, you sell, intelligently plugging in those revenue streams we just talked about. And finally, you administer, using data and maybe even building a small team to scale up.
So, we'll end right where we began, with a question for you. In this new economy, AI can learn to do almost anything. It can replicate skills. But the one thing it can never, ever replicate is you, your experiences, your perspective, your story. That is the ultimate scarce resource. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?